Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Toxic Talks, episode number 27. This one's a little bit of an interesting one for me. We're making it midway through the week this go around. So, right now it is Wednesday, and we usually make them on Saturday. So, I don't have at least too much to update you on in terms of a lot of things, but basically we'll go through what's happened to me through the week, the short week, and what I'm planning on doing for the rest of the week. Because I do not take too much time off, as you guys know. But this is a point that I'll make later on. But July 4th is one of them. But let's go into what's been happening with us. So for War Thunder, we ended up finishing off Russia. We got all the things that we wanted to. I mean, there's still a couple things that we want to do in terms of like maybe not grinding out, but like we have for Russia the Su-34 that we can still get. We don't plan on using it, but it's still there to have. We also did the same thing for America. We finished that off. Ended up getting our F-18C fully upgraded, thankfully. And all the tanks, the new SAM system, and all that good stuff, we've been able to get ourselves. And I will say, the new SAM systems are kind of awesome. I don't know if I would say that they're necessarily broken. Don't get me wrong. I do think that they are very, very good. Uh, but they are fun to use. They're like I would say even when the ADATS was at its prime, this is a hell of a lot more fun. I enjoyed a lot, and I was even watching Spookston's new video about it, and I think he was having a blast with it too. But we started the basically final stretch for Sweden. We have the MLU to unlock. We unlocked all the tanks that we want, so we're sort of just doing that to get the last modifications and all the little bits and pieces left over. But for Swedish Air, we still need the MLU, but we ended up basically getting the normal F-18C completely done. And I will say this, we don't like the 120Bs, but the maneuverability of the F-18 for Sweden sort of makes up for it, which we like. When we end up uploading the videos for War Thunder next week, you guys will see what I mean. I mean, it's still a struggle. Don't get me wrong; it is still very much a struggle, but it's a little bit more enjoyable when it is first, basically fully upgraded. So we're enjoying the heck out of that. And in terms of what we do once we're done with this, I mean, this should carry us probably to early next week. We're going to try to get it done this week, but it'll probably be done early next week. But once we get done with Sweden, we move on to Japan, another new nation for us, which I think will be really, really fun. I've been extraordinarily excited to do Japan since finding out that they had a 4-second reload. That was super duper fun. And then that should be at least a few weeks, if not more, on Japan. And then we move on to Germany. And I mean, I think that's like the last nation that we technically want to do in terms of actually grinding out. Again, I don't leave it up that I might end up doing all the other nations, but like that's going to be way, 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 way in the future. So that's why I say, at least for right now, that's probably not going to happen. But that's what we have going on for the near future, pretty much. In terms of what we've been doing off stream, we haven't really been able to do it too much this week. We've been sort of dealing with other things. I ended up getting my dash cam finally set up, so no more BS nonsense dealing with insurance bullshit, pretty much, because Don't get me wrong, like we said, we're happy with not being blamed, but it would have made everything a hell of a lot easier if there was a camera there. Let's just put it that way. I wouldn't have to deal with like all the nonsense. So that's that. But I've been dealing with stuff like that basically all week. But we have basically tried to play Night Rain as much as we can off stream. We very, very much enjoy that game. I don't like it's not one of those games that I can play for a long time. Like each game technically lasts like 45 minutes. And don't get me wrong, that's quite a bit. But like it's one of those things that I'm like, hey, I can do once or twice and then I'm good. But we're enjoying it. We are enjoying it. And in terms of other games, I mean, there's not really too much going on right now. We're still waiting on Arc Raiders. However, there's speculation. There is speculation about Tarkov's official release date being sometime in September. Now, I don't know if I'll end up playing it. I don't think I will. Don't get me wrong. I love Tarkov, but I don't think I would play it for like a month and just be done. Maybe I check it out off stream. Maybe it replaces Night Rain for off stream, but I'll have to see for that. But there's not too much going on until basically the end of summer. So we'll have to wait and see. Not too much interesting stuff gaming news wise. But in terms of the reason why I'm making Toxic Talks this early on, again, July 4th is one of the holidays that I actually do take off because it's midway through the year. And, it's one of those days that you can just relax and have a good time. If you don't celebrate it, like I said last week, that's more than all right. But I will say this: it is a free holiday, so you might as well take it. You might as well take it. But for me, I'm actually going to be traveling not too far, about an hour car ride away from me. My parents are coming to visit, so I'll be hanging out with them for July 4th, basically after stream on this Thursday. Again, I'm making this on a Wednesday, so tomorrow for me, but it'll be past tense for you guys. I will be heading up to see my family and pretty much just going to take the 4th off, the 5th off. Well, technically not the 5th, but we're basically making our videos around that. So technically I am taking the 5th off, but I'm adding more to the other things. And we're just gonna spend some time with my family. And after after what's happened, I think I definitely have earned it. And I don't really take too much time off. I take a week in terms of uh, like Christmas and New Year's, and I take July 4th off, and maybe one or two other times, but not in terms of vacation for myself, but more so to, I don't know, celebrate certain things with people. Like for me, the reason why I say this is because there's a wedding in August that I'm going to back home, and that'll be like a trip. But in terms of what's it called, like actual vacations, it's basically two times for myself. But that's basically the reason why we're making this so early, and that's basically the reason why, I mean, well, we don't have too much to go over in terms of what's happened this week, but I will say this: there are some interesting things going on in the news. What's it called? They just announced what was it, like an ICE detention facility in Florida for I think it's called Alligator Alcatraz. It's freaking crazy. There's a lot of protests going on in terms of that, and there's a lot of people. I don't know. It's sort of a meme to them, you know. Um, there's also want to say they just did the what's it called, the rights or whatever it's called. They like P Diddy, he got charged on 2 out of the 5 counts that he was being charged with. And then there's also this other guy who apparently murdered some people in 20, what was it, 2022 or something. I don't know. I haven't really looked too much into it. I don't think Asmongold has talked too much about it, but that's basically the stuff that's been going on. Surprisingly, not as crazy as we've had to deal with for what, like a few months now. It's absolutely insane. And like this stuff would be like big news back in the day. This is like OJ Simpson trial kind of stuff, but that's just the world we live in now. Um but in terms of why I don't tend to take time off all too often. And a lot of people beg me to do it, but it's sort of a twofold. It's sort of a twofold answer. For me, I love what I do. I love what I do. I love gaming. I love content creation, and doing other things. I don't know. It doesn't make me feel as good. I like interacting with you guys. I love gaming. I love gaming with you guys, and taking time off to do other, like, say, other activities or other things. It doesn't necessarily feel the best. But that's only one side of the token. Not only that, but in terms of in terms of like being able to myself, I'm not really at the point that I would be able to take more time off for myself. Like, don't get me wrong, I would consider myself in terms of streamers very, very successful, but you know, I still have a lot of work to do. I still have a lot of, I guess I would say, content, a lot of people that I need to meet, a lot of people that I need to entertain, and we're not. I don't think we're at the point where I can start taking time off. And not to mention, also, I don't want to be like these lazy streamers who, or content creators who, basically they make it and then they just do like a fifth of the effort. That's not what I want to do. But I mean, like, eventually there'll be a point where I sort of want to maybe take an extra day, so maybe like take Sunday, just to be able to do nothing, just relax, do nothing. But we'll see. Like, I still want to do a normal 40 hours of at least streaming a week, and then whatever else I have to do off stream, whether it be make the videos or interact with the community. But for me, it's a mix of two things. I haven't made it to the point where I can take time off reliably, but also, even if I did make it, or sorry, not did, because we already know I'm gonna do everything in my power to make it. But if I, well, when I make it, um, I still wouldn't want to take as much time off as I think people usually do. For me, again, it's like maybe an extra day. I wouldn't want to change how long I stream. I wouldn't want to change how much content I produce. Just more so give myself an extra day of rest. But that's the reason why I don't take too much time off. That's why you're like, oh shit, dude. Toxic's always streaming. Toxic's always making content. It's like, yeah, because I want to give you guys something to look forward to each day. So that's basically why I do it. Now, this sort of goes into the advice for the week that I have for you guys. And this is something that I think is the most crucial, the most influential, and the most, how do I put it, impactful sort of lesson I've learned in my life. This is something that my father has instilled in me like crazy, and something that I'll be damned if I don't give to my children. And that's always put 100% effort into what you do. Always put 100% effort into what you do. And that is what I'm doing for stream. That is what I'm doing for content creation. I'm putting 100%. There's literally nothing else that I can do to make my content like better, to make myself better, to make myself better as a streamer. Like, don't get me wrong, there's still things that I need to learn. There's nothing I can't like do that'll make it happen quicker. I'm putting in 100% of my effort. Like the other day, I think we were going over basically how how much time I put into off stream because there was some, and this I think that was last week when the stream was crashing. Like I basically had to try and fix stream on stream, and people were like, "Oh, what's this?" I'm like, "This is the behind the scenes kind of stuff that I do that you guys don't see. Like you guys see me stream for 8 hours, but you guys don't really see the headache that I deal with off stream." So, but yeah, I will say this: put in 100% effort into what you do at all times, and you can never ever say like basically whatever you did didn't go according to plan or didn't end up the way it should. Because if you put in 100% of your effort, there's no room for excuses like, oh, it could have happened this other way. No, you did your best. You did everything you possibly could to get the outcome you wanted or whatever. It happened the way it was supposed to happen. If you leave even an inch of room, say I put in 95% or even 99% or 90 or 80%, well, you may have done what you wanted to do in that 20%, but you would never know. You would never know. And then you'll be living your life in regret. And we know we don't do that. We don't live our lives with regret. So always put 100% effort into whatever you do in life, and everything will fall into place exactly how it should. And not to mention, you'll also feel a lot better knowing you did everything you could to make whatever you want work, whether that be a relationship, whether that be work, whether that be a hobby, whether that be winning a sports game, whether that be doing well on a test. It doesn't matter. Put in 100% effort and know that even if you don't succeed in getting what you want, you can never ever fail putting in 100% effort. You can never ever fail. Just know that. But that is all I have for you guys for this week's episode of Toxic Talks. Apologize for for making it so early, but we have to. I don't take too much time off for myself, and I hope you guys do understand that I am human. I do need to give myself a little bit of a break, so I'm able to come back and give you guys the best content I possibly can. So, again, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let me know if you guys are excited for 4th of July, if you guys aren't, and how you guys plan on spending your time on the 4th. If you guys are going to watch fireworks, guys are going to go swimming on a lake, whatever you guys are doing. But that is all I have for you. So I hope each and every one of you guys is a wonderful, wonderful 4th of July weekend. And as always, take care. I'll talk to you guys later.